Nigeria, listeners in France. My name is Demola Sanyolu in Lagos, Nigeria. Backstage story, and my colleague in France, Cyprian Johnson of Nollywood Radio France, is also there waiting for me. Right now, I am with Bayo Aina. Bayo Aina is a major, voracious, and temperamental, I would call it, temperamental scriptwriter. He's also a producer. I caught up with Bayo Aina in one of his busy schedule, and I have him with me. Bayo, good morning.
Good morning, Demola.
Yeah, Bayo, can we hear from you?
Okay, my name is Bayo Aina. I'm a screenwriter in Nigeria, and I'd like to say keep listening to Nollywood Radio France and Backstage Story.
Yeah, Bayo, it's nice having you here. A lot of people have seen your name at the end credits on most movies, but they don't know who Bayo Aina is. Who is Bayo Aina?
Okay, first of all, I want to sense when you said temperamental, you meant that I feel things intensely. Okay. That's one, and then secondly, I'd like to say that when you say most end credits, I want to counter that first of all. Okay. Not most credits. I have a few that I've done in the past. Okay. And lately, because I have done quite a bit of soul searching and personal pursuit of training and knowledge, I've decided that my works will be for only a few producers that really understand what filmmaking and screenwriting is all about. So lately I haven't done quite a lot of work, but I am happy that way because I'd rather do one great work than do 100 shallow, unsophisticated works. And in this interaction between me and you, Demola, you hear the word unsophisticated quite a bit as we speak. So that's who I am. I love great works, and I think that screenwriting should be important. I believe that our work should be important, not just for the purpose of entertainment, but also for the purpose of social engineering. So that's who I am.
All right. Basically, how did you venture into scriptwriting or into the movie industry? A little bit of your background.
Okay, background. I don't want to go too far, but yes, I've always loved the arts. I love everything arts. I love music. I love dance. I love acting. I love writing. I love reading. So back in school, I used to write articles for like a press board, but most times I never pasted them on the board. So a screenwriter in Nigeria saw my writings and was excited, like I could become a screenwriter. So he introduced me to a big producer, and that's where it started from. Hello?
Who was that?
Oh yeah, the screenwriter I was referring to was Kabat Esosa. He saw my writing, so he introduced me to Tajuddin Adekwetu. So I started writing for everyday people, and ever since then, yes, we've been growing.
Okay. All right, so your adventure in this Nollywood industry, what would you say? Is it evolving progressively? Do you see the industry blossoming exponentially in the nearest future?
Well, I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of energy, but I don't see a lot of progress. And that's why I said you would hear the word unsophisticated. I think Nollywood is directed at the unsophisticated mind or the unsophisticated audience. And I think a bulk of the Nollywood filmmakers are unsophisticated filmmakers. And why I'm saying this is because one of the most important things that is being neglected is the training and the understanding of the true science and art of filmmaking. You know, I think that Nigerians are too excited about Nollywood and they just jump into it without gaining or getting the appropriate knowledge about how to do these things. Therefore, they do not acquire the necessary devices to make film meaningful. Okay. That is why Nigerian movies are just celebrated by unsophisticated minds around the world. Nigerian movies are not being taken seriously by the true the connoisseurs of filmmaking around the world. So I do not think that we are progressive. I only see a lot of potential and energy. And if we can channel all this potential and all of this energy in the right way, I think we could be great filmmakers in Nigeria. We could make important films. Right now, I don't think we've made any important films so far. We spent so much money, spent so much energy, We celebrate, we do red carpet, we give so much light and all of that. We love our own thing, which is fine. Patriotism, yes. But I don't think that brand of patriotism, for me, I don't think I subscribe to that brand of patriotism if we're going to be celebrating mediocrity and superficial work. I think that what we need to do is to hunker down and really begin to get training. What me and my partners are doing right now is we're doing a workshop for actors, to train actors in sophisticated devices for acting. Much of Nollywood does not apply at all. They just get on stage, they just action and they act. They do not really know the art and the sciences of these things. So what we're doing is to do that first, because we realize that the three pillars of filmmaking are still being neglected. And hello.
Yeah.
Demola, you're still with me?
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah.
Am I talking too much?
Yeah, no, you're not.
Okay, we realized the three major pillars of filmmaking, which is screenwriting, good screenwriting, good directing, and good performances. These three are being neglected. They're not being processed in the proper way. We just jump into things and just do it like we're just playing. It's all play. But I think in 2014, filmmaking is not about play anymore. The filmmaking business, filmmaking world is quite very relevant and important to the world right now, because we're shapers. We're like gods. We're shapers of society. And if we do not do our work, if we're not responsible, if we don't carry our responsibility we're going to fail in that. So that's my take on the Nollywood right now. That's my view on Nollywood. If we do not train ourselves, we won't do anything important.
All right. Based on your premise and your response, would you say that the unprogressive nature of Nollywood is solely vested in scriptwriters, producers, and directors? Do you think they contribute majorly to that answer you gave?
Oh, yes. I think that the producers, the bulk of producers, and because of lack of knowledge, I think they have failed in their responsibility to move the industry forward. All they are doing now is they're just surviving. They're just putting bread on the table. We're just, it's like we're still in the hunting and gathering phase of society. We're just going out there to hunt meat for the day and come back home and eat. We do not know that what we have, our medium, is very relevant, is very strong and very powerful to change society. We just feel that we'll just do that and then we celebrate ourselves. Screenwriting, for instance, if me and you know how screenwriters are treated in Nigeria, they are not respected because the producers do not know the value of screenwriting. They do not know the devices, the necessary devices that screenwriting should provide. If you get what I mean. Yeah. They're not trained. The producers are not trained, do not know the importance of screenwriting and screenwriters. So they just think that anybody can write. I've heard producers say, me too, I write, but I don't have the time. I don't think so. A producer who can write should write and must write and not say, I don't have the time to write. If you can write, you won't say that. Because you know the value of writing. Because everything comes from writing. Even in the Bible, it says everything starts with the word. Not so?
Yeah.
So the word starts everything. So in filmmaking, everything starts with the word. The word, everything begins with the word. And if you do not know how to use that word as a vehicle, as a device, then the failure starts from there. One of the great directors has said, I can't remember his name right now, said that you need three things to make great movies. And do you want to know those three things are? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Three things you need to make great movies are a very great script. That's one. And then secondly, a very great script. That's two. And thirdly, you can guess a very great script. Okay. You get? Yeah. So it means that everything starts with the script. And the scripting in Nigeria, you just see people wake up and write a script in 2 days, 3, 4 days, 2 weeks. You don't do that. Scripting is a process that takes several months to clean up and make neat, and then before you go out there. We do not plan. 85% of filmmaking is in planning. You get? But we just get some money and just throw money about and then jump on set and say, start shooting. That is why so much of what we do has no meaning. It really has no meaning. Me and my partner were talking about one very popular film that was made by one popular director in Nigeria. And we analyzed it and saw that it had no basis, it had no meaning, it had no direction, it had nothing to offer. It was just there. But we realized that unsophisticated filmmakers are making film for unsophisticated minds, and unsophisticated minds are celebrating these unsophisticated filmmakers. And it's a vicious circle, and it continues on and on. That is why after 25 years of Nollywood, we haven't progressed. I remember back in the days when the Nollywood started, there were people who were even attempting ambitious things, like trying to blow up cars, like doing special effects. I remember House of Macro. All of these things have been thrown to the side. You understand? And that is why it did not grow. Because the movie industry should feed all these other industries. Even the carpentry industry should feed from the movie industry. But the industry did not grow at all. That is why the so-called big actors of today, the Segun Arinzes and the R&Ds, are no more acting. They are tired. There's nothing else to act. Because it's the same and the same and the same and the same and the same, and they're all tired. You understand? So these days you only see posters of naked women around Nigeria. It's all about women, sex, women, sex. Because the bunch of producers you have today think that it is fine boys, fine girls, sex is what makes movies. But it is totally wrong. I think we need to go back to the drawing board and start training. I think that's the first thing. Let's train in the proper attitudes. That's the first thing. Beyond that, let's forget about it. The industry is not going to progress. Beyond that. Yeah, so that's my view about it.
All right, Bayo, thank you. Bayo, you mentioned that producers, they just want to put food on the table. Do you think, what role do you think the government will play to help you not be key players?
Let's forget about the government. The government is not in the business of filmmaking. Yeah. We are in the business of filmmaking. It is not the government's job. If you stop going to the government to beg money, it doesn't make any sense. No matter the amount of money government gives you, if you are not trained and you don't have the proper knowledge, you are going to fail still. There are examples of such that have happened over and over again. So let's leave the government aside of this. In America, I don't think the government does anything for Hollywood. Not a single thing. They don't. They don't give 5 naira. So let's build our industries. We should be capable enough to make our industry grow. Let's forget about government. The government has no business with filmmaking. It's not his business. The government is in the business of governing. You get what I'm trying to say? And so it is our work. Let's forget about being beggars, going to beg government for money. But I'm sorry I'm using it. You understand what I'm trying to say, Demola? So that's my view. It is our responsibility to train ourselves, train the young ones that are coming up. Training, let's forget about it. I still stay on that.
All right, Bayo, thank you. On the last note, would you encourage young folks to delve into script writing, screenwriting, and what are the key characters they need to have to be able to develop that skill?
Okay. First of all, screenwriting, yes, I would. If you notice, the screenwriting industry is dying because young people now don't go into it because of the lack of respect. A young boy of today would look at Wizkid singing his nya 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 and making millions, and you're telling him to go into screenwriting where they do not give him any respect. You think he's going to go into that? He's not going to go into that. So you can't pay him ₦1 million for one script. You get? So he won't do that. So when I see young people and they say they want to, I tell them this: are you sure of what you want to do? Because there's no respect and there's no money, but it is passion that will keep you going. It's passion that has kept me going over the years in this, and I still love screenwriting. I'm still excited about screenwriting, and I know that I will personally use screenwriting to get myself to where I want to go. You understand? So yes, young people, I would advise, but first, I still go back to training. If you are not trained, you will fail woefully in it. You will be frustrated in it. But if you are trained, you will gain confidence, and you will tell the producer, sit down. This is how to go about it, and my money is ₦1 million. If you can't pay it, go and sit down. You get what I'm trying to say here? So I will do that because filmmaking is the art of the 21st century. It encompasses everything: painting, carpentry, music, dance. Filmmaking is 21st century art form. It is important. So if you do not take it seriously, you will fail, and that's why the industry has failed. That's why Nollywood has failed. You get? So I still go back to it: training. So for a young screenwriter that wants the information is all out there. It's on the internet. They all have BBs. They have all these smartphones. Go on it and learn. Learn the devices. They're all there. It's free. You get it. All it takes is your time. sit down and don't rush. Don't be in a hurry to be celebrated on a cheap red carpet. Please. You know, all this kind of celebration, it's destructive. Those kind of celebrity status are all destructive. The so-called people call themselves celebrities today. They are destroying themselves. You can see, I told you about all those actors that they can't act anymore because there's nothing to act anymore. They've destroyed themselves with all those cheap celebrity because they did not get the proper grounding first. You get? So if you want to be a screenwriter, please go online, learn. There are devices, international standards. Learn these things properly. Get yourself in writers' groups and you understand? Exchange ideas, and then you will do good. You will make great films. You won't write a film in 2 days. You will write a film in 2-3 months, and then rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it to make it perfect. And then you can do something else. That's my own view of it.
All right. I've been talking with the passionate scriptwriter, screenwriter too, Bayo Aina. Listeners in France, listeners in Nigeria. Keep listening to Nollywood Radio France and back to Bayo. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. I'm off there. Bye.
All right, bye.